One more video before I call it a night, because I got a bit triggered. I've just come off a 1-hour WhatsApp video session with one of the guys who happened to DM me via my Facebook page and booked me for a consultation. I appreciate that very much. And then right after that, I had to jump on a spaces with DJ Smooth that he was hosting on hair, nature, and I forgot the other one, where they were basically talking about the power of hair and being natural as black people. At the same time, I was on Twitter speaking to a man I greatly admire, Kandani Msebi, the CEO of 360. 360 is an investment company which looks after some of the funds of a big union in this country. I think it's NUMSA, I could be wrong. So one of the questions I was asked in the consultation was, what's the solution for us? and I said, who is us? And it's for us as black people. And this thing, I think, was raised as well in the spaces. And when I was having, because I saw Kandani was kind of getting upset with my responses to him. Someone was asking what NUMSA does with their money. Solidarity, which is a trade union for Afrikaans people, mostly white people. On the internet, they say they've got about 200,000 members. Solidarity gave birth to AfriForum. And Solidarity with AfriForum, and AfriForum, I think, has over 350,000 people that contribute every month. They've managed to build a university for 300 million. We've seen them take government to task for a lot of matters. If you go onto their website, you see some of their community projects where they cut grass and they clean and they operate as security in their neighborhoods. So the question was, what does NUMSA and all these other black trade unions do for their members? And I saw Kandani catching feelings. Someone was like, NUMSA's got 155,000 members. They probably collect about 7 million a month. What happens to that money? And Ukandani didn't see that tweet because apparently he's blocked the person. So I screen grabbed and I sent it to him. And I was trying to explain that this person is just asking. And Ukandani was saying, well, the black middle class doesn't contribute versus the white middle class, which contributes to Solidarity. And I was saying, please don't confuse Solidarity and AfriForum. Solidarity is a trade union. AfriForum is something else. It's an NGO which fights for the rights and preservation of Afrikaners and Afrikaans culture. So we kind of got lost somewhere there. And towards the end, I was like, look, I'm not sure why I'm being attacked, because to be fully honest, I don't really care. NUMSA doesn't do anything for me. Solidarity doesn't do anything for me. And I want to speak about this thing of black people, because that was my opening in the spaces. Everyone, not everyone, a lot of black people today are trying to be woke and relevant and talk about being Pan-African. It's nice on Twitter. It's nice to write hashtags. Wakanda forever. But the truth of the matter is, in your lived reality, who are you spending your money with? You're not spending your money with black businesses. Who are you giving your labor to? You're not giving your labor to black businesses. So you in effect a hypocrite. And you will kick and scream and defend. Yeah, but Penuel, which company will I get? Yeah, but what if I can't? Those are just fucking excuses. White Afrikaans people, when they had to build with the Broederbond to fight against the British, who treated them as second-grade citizens at some point, they weren't worried about, yeah, but there are no Afrikaans banks. They built Volkskas. They built Afgri. They built a media house with Die Beeld and Die Burger, and built Naspers, Nationale Pers, which is like a huge company today, and a whole host of other companies. The Rupert family was involved in the Broederbond, and some of the biggest white Afrikaans business people and politicians, including F.W. de Klerk, were Broederbond members. They worked when it was hard. The Pakistanis who are sitting and sweating in containers every day for 16 hours are doing the hard graft that you don't want to do. The Zimbabweans and the Malawians and the Mozambicans and all the foreigners that are coming into this country to fight for their little piece of the South African pie and the South African dream. It's not easy for them, but they're fighting. The Nigerians, and I've been wanting to speak about this for a while. Nigerians are accused of drug dealing, prostitution, and a whole host of other things. When you are a foreigner in a country and you didn't come there because you have some special skill that is required, that is sought after, you won't get a job. As a South African, go to Nigeria, go to China, go to America, go to Spain. If you weren't specially recruited to work for a big company there, you're not going to get hired as a teacher or a nurse or a police officer. So you're now forced to do some of the dirt work. You'll be a car guard. You'll wash cars, you know. And if you really want to become rich, you have to operate in the black market. You have to become a loan shark. You have to sell drugs. You have to pimp and be a pimp and sell prostitutes. It's not what you want, but it's the only way you can make money. And if you look at the Nigerians and the Zimbabweans and some of these other guys that do some of these supposedly darker things, it's because we're not going to give them jobs, but they also want to thrive and win here. And I promise you, once they start making a lot of money, they begin cleaning the money. They set up hair salons, they open car workshops, and as those make more and more money, they get into more sophisticated business. And they send their kids to good schools. And they constantly emphasize to their kids that we struggled when we got to this country. You better study hard. You better work hard. We are coming here to make it. That's the cost that you guys don't want to pay. Because you guys want to earn 30,000 from an apartheid beneficiary company. Because there's no black company that's going to pay you 30,000. That's not how it works. Where they want to get the money from? They didn't benefit from apartheid. When you are earning that nice salary from that big white company, please understand that you become complicit in the oppression that they inflicted upon your people. Let me try and break it down for you. If a company became a billion-rand company during apartheid by exploiting black people, whether as factory workers, farm workers, miners, and built billions and billions of rands, and now in the new dispensation, you then apply to work for this company, and they begin paying you a nice salary. That salary that you're getting, that nice salary, comes from the sweat and the blood and the exploitation and oppression of the black people before you. So what that means is you're almost a beneficiary of crime. But Penal, I work hard and I study. That's what every white kid says today. But I wasn't there during apartheid. It wasn't me, it was them. You and that white kid are exactly the same. Both of you had to study hard. Both of you had to apply for a job and go for interviews. Both of you, you wake up every morning and you sit in traffic and you sit in meetings and you have to stress with deadlines and you have to meet targets. So yes, your salary is earned, but both of you are beneficiaries of apartheid beneficiary companies. So that makes you complicit. If you want to build black companies, you need to take away your money from the whites and the Indians and the Chinese and give it to black businesses, no matter how dirty and disgusting they are. You can't be eating yummy Albany bread. You have to eat that bread that's half burnt by the black baker that's still learning how to bake good bread. And you need to take your labor away from these companies and give them to the black law firm and the black auditing firm and the black bank and earn a much lower wage, a much lower income, because you're like, I know if I take this away from them, I can build for us. That's how it works. That's the cost that you guys are not willing to pay. And I'm not asking you to pay it because I don't want to pay it. Because I've realized it is not worth it. The black masses are not worth it. They're not. I believe that we need to segment black people into groups. If we were to split the richest 10% of blacks and compare them to white people and Indians, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. The average white salary in this country is 12,000 Rand a month. And people dispute this, and it's available on Stats SA. You can go into police departments and you'll find white cops. You can go into hospitals and you'll find white nurses. You can go into certain grocery stores and find white cashiers. You can find white receptionists. There are white people that earn 5,000, 10,000 Rand, 8,000 Rand a month. I know it's mind-blowing for you because unfortunately you've been so shoved with propaganda that all white people are rich and all white people have holiday homes, and it's not true. The math doesn't add up. And in the same breath, go to banks Go to investment banks and see the number of black kids there, speaking the most posh English, with the fattest watches, wearing tailored suits. Go to some of your biggest companies in this country and look at what black people are doing. Not just entrepreneurs. Go to suburbs and look at the cars black people are driving. Not just their conga. There are black people that are making good money, earning 25,000, 30,000, 40,000, and already they feel like they're underpaid. They're like, no, man. You know, white people have been living well because they're comparing themselves to the pinnacle of whites. But those blacks are sipping lattes at Tasha's. We need to segment black people because we're not the same. I've said before that BEE needs to begin excluding black people that are now well off. It can't be that if you're a millionaire black person, you still get the same points as a poor black person in the BEE scorecard. There's something flawed with Patrice Motsepe getting full BEE points versus a poor black kid versus a poor white kid. He's not previously disadvantaged. He wasn't disadvantaged even when his father was around. We are not the same. Segment black people into class, segment black people into education, segment black people into beliefs and ideologies. Because we're not the same. We're not. I tried to fight for blacks. I set up the Buy Black movement, www.buyblack.org.za. I was thinking if I can conscientize enough black people to buy from black people, to supply black people, to work for black people, that is how we'll change. But black people actually don't care about other black people. You guys want to win alone. You want to be Bonang. You want to be Casper Nyovest. You want to be Somizi. You want to be Patrice. You want to be rich on your own. You don't care about your family. You want to be the richest person in your family. You don't care about your community. You want to move out of your community because you're like, that's the mindset. You're all about yourself. You want to send your kids to the top school so you can boast. That's what you actually want. Every black person is just trying to get into that little 1% of privilege. They're not trying to uplift other people. And the blacks that are trying to uplift others are mentally insane and they end up being killed for the benefit of people that don't care about them. Do you remember that time when, after Chris Hani was murdered, or after Steve Biko was murdered, do you remember that time when they collected and they built an army of 100,000 people, and then they went and they sourced guns from Russia, and then they started killing what? Do you remember? You won't remember that because it's never happened. Black people have never avenged the death of Chris Hani. They've never avenged the death of Stephen Bantu Biko or Robert Sobukwe. If anything, after Chris Hani was murdered, there was a call from the ANC leadership to ask people to calm down. Calm down. One of your leaders and your champions that wants to uplift you has been murdered, assassinated, but please calm down. Do you remember when America, after they bombed the Twin Towers, told their people to calm down? They didn't. They got their military together and they bombed the fuck out of Iraq. They bombed the fuck. Children, women, fuck that. You motherfuckers need to know. We will bomb the fuck out of you. Black people will not avenge you. You can be the biggest hero. They will milk you till you bleed. They worship government. Government is God. Where will you get food from? From government. Who will give you a house? Government. Oh, there's so much litter in the streets. Where's government? We're not safe. We don't know who will protect us. Where's government? There are potholes. Where's government? My business needs money. Where's government? Why is my child's education low? You guys have become so dependent on government, you can't think outside of them. They have become God. Government is the answer to all your prayers. Meanwhile, some of the other groups out there, the Muslims, the Jews, the Afrikaners, the Pakistanis, the Somalians, the Nigerians, the Mozambicans, the Malawians, they're not looking to your government. They're looking to themselves. And they're getting organized. And they're trying to win. My religion, Penuelism, is about me finding my tribe. I'm not trying to be president of this country. I'm not trying to win votes and sound elegant and have a diva dance and quote Hugh Masegela and tell poems about I'm an African and sing Genua. I'm not. I'm not trying to be cool to you. I'm trying to keep it real. That in this jungle that we live in, there are groups that are winning, that are putting in the work, that are going to the shooting range and learning how to shoot guns, that are going to the gym, that are sweating and burning in the sun, planting food, looking after livestock, that are teaching their kids how to lay bricks, how to do plumbing, how to fix electrical wiring faults. There are groups that are putting in the work, that are traveling overseas to go and learn from the Chinese, that are going to America to go and work at Silicon Valley so they can come back with the skills, that are being seconded to the UK to go and find out how financing their work so they can come back and help us build. I'm trying to find my people that are not focused on what's bumping this weekend. What's the most expensive alcohol I can buy? I want soft life. Oh my gosh, I need a manicure and a pedicure. Oh, I need a new weave. Those are not my people. That's not my tribe. I'm looking for my tribe that I'm going to win with. I want to emulate the Muslims. I want to emulate the Jews. I want to capture some politicians and control them like Geppetto and Pinocchio. Control them like a puppeteer and make them do what works for me and my people. And my people are not black. Fuck the blacks. White, Indian, whatever you are, if you and I are of same mind, I will work with you. I don't care if people call me a sellout. I don't care if people say, you overage. I don't care because you don't care about me. Do you know what my kids ate today before they slept? Do you know where they're sleeping? Do you know where they get their clothing from? If I get butchered tomorrow fighting for black people, how will you find my family and give them money and give them jobs? And how? You don't care. You'll be focused on your own agenda, on your own stresses. So why should I care about you? I'm going to care about the people that care about me. Like I've said before, the best I can do for you is to educate you and to try and work on your mind so that when me and my tribe and my group of Penuelists are trying to build businesses, you can come and add value to us. And we can build together. Afrikaans people don't need you to like them, but they need you to work hard for their businesses. Indians don't need you to like them. You can hate Indians as long as you're buying from them, as long as you're working for them. That's all they need from you. That's why they give you Christianity and Islam, because they need you to be good workers and good robots to make sure that they are winning. But they won't share their wealth with you at all. That's what I want, my own breed and tribe of lions that's going to win with me. I'm not here to try and save blacks. I've done my bit, I've paid my dues. I've done so much charity work over the last 15 years, donating clothing and shoes to the poor, going to squatter camps and giving out food packs, going and standing in long queues to buy maize meal and rice and giving it to people that show no gratitude. That are there looking at me thinking, this guy's probably trying a government tender, not realizing that this is money from our pockets. I don't have a tender. I'm not getting money from Ramaphosa or Zuma or from some big company. This is just me and my people taking money from our pockets, trying to help you, but you guys don't care about us. I'm helping your squatter camp, but if I set up a business tomorrow, you will not support it. You will go to the same Pakistani that doesn't do any charity work for you. You will go and buy from the same Pick and Pay and the same ShopRite that doesn't do anything for you instead of me. Because you're going to complain that my bread is substandard. You're going to complain that my business is not clean. It can't be because I'm starting out. When ShopRite, when Pip, when Pick and Pay, when Spar, when those guys started out, they didn't look the way they look now. They worked. And when you're patriotic and loyal to your people, you start in that church that is still in a back room, that moves to a garage, that moves to a tent, that then gets built somewhere, that moves to a huge Rima type building. You start in the back room and you build. You're supposed to do that with business and start with the old lady in the corner and help her build till it becomes a supermarket. But you guys are so desperate for instant gratification that you're not willing to put in the hard yards. There's no 50-year plan. There's no 100-year plan. You've got a 1 week, 1 month, maybe a 1-year plan so that your kids can be good slaves and the Uncle Toms in nice white companies and earn nice salaries, drive nice cars, and be the favorites in the family at family gatherings. Your child is the one to, hey, You find pride in being way richer than the average of your family. With the Indians and the Jews and the Afrikaners, they look at the average of their family and they say, we need to lift our average. Why are you not working? Why are you lacking skills? Why don't you have a gun? Why are you out of shape? We need our average to be winning, not the one. Johan Rupert is not trying to win alone. He's trying to win with his group. If he's a multi-billionaire, his group is multi-millionaires. He's not boasting and going to Afrikaans gatherings and being the richest guy there while the other Afrikaners are poor and struggling and waiting for government. He's like, no, come get a job for me. Come work. The poorest of the poor have got broken minds and have become very dependent. They can't breathe without looking at government and begging. There's no dignity and pride in that. We may as well kill you. You are useless. You are a leech on the earth. You're a rat. You're a cockroach. You want to live off the scraps of others, standing next to my window begging. If you're not begging me, then you're begging government. To give you tax money, that's not yours. That's from the sweat of other people. You refuse to go back to the villages and to build from scratch and to go through the tough things. Or maybe even go into the black market. Be umashonisa, sell second-hand clothes. Fix tires. Do the dirty stuff that's embarrassing. Penuelism dignity. I'm not begging you for money. I'm offering a service, so I'm dignified, and I know when I take home 100 rand, I've sweated for this 100 rand. I can look at my family in the eyes and tell my kids, I'm going to go buy us bread and impoop with this 100 rand because I worked for it. I didn't beg for it like a nothing. And our people have become nothings. We need to scrap social grants. We need to scrap this dependency culture, and our people need to go back to hard work. But that's for the masses. I'm not here for the masses. The best I can do for the masses is spread this message. Guys, get back to working. Sebenzani. Vuke kuseni uqine ushanyele ukorope. Yekelani ukubloma emakhoneni namajeda nenzani namajeda nikhandeni. Umama lo lapha uyabona ukuthi kuvuza ipipe. Hambani nolikhanda. Vukani kuseni namajeda niyokhanda ipipe. Lo mama uzonikeza iplate. Niyabona umuzi lapho udinga ukupenda. Sicela ukunipendela. Bazonikeza mhlawumbe 20 rand. Niyabona ukuthi utshana bugundwanga. Hambani niyohlanganisa upetrol nithole imshini ngigunda utshani. Have some dignity. You can't sit on the corner chatting the whole day about soccer and bums and think somehow that's valuable. There's no value in that. There's destruction in that. And while you're doing that, all the other groups, not just non-blacks, some of the black groups, the rich black groups, are hard at work. There are black people in this country that have farms, that are working. There are black people in this country that have businesses that wake up every day to push. There are black people in this country that are working hard in their jobs, that are taking their money and saving and building rooms in Makas and renting them out, and taking some of that money and buying meter taxis and buying Ubers, and taking some of that money and investing in livestock. They're hard at work like this, like this. You're getting left behind. Left behind. And in future, when we don't know what else to do with you, we will kill you. Because if we don't kill you, you will kill us. Unfortunately, you'll be so weak and destroyed and filled with inyaupe and dick and other drugs. It'll be so easy to take you out. You guys need to catch a wake up. And you need to speak to your families to catch a wake up. Stop looking to Ramaphosa like he is God giving you manna from the heavens. You need to stand up and lead in your family. Start with yourself. Vuke ekuseni shama push up, shama squats. We are jima so that you can be strong. So that you know that you're not breathing. Everywhere you go, people are listening to you like you're fucking Darth Vader because you're so fucking fat. Lose some weight and love yourself. Read some books. Watch some documentaries. Listen to Penuel. Wake up and open your mind and say, you know, Penuel says I must work hard. I'm at work. I know I'm underpaid, but I'm going to push. I'm going to pride myself because people need me to service them. Sorry, sir, how can I help you? Okay, this is not part of my job spec, but I'll either find you someone. If I can't find someone, then I'll do it for you. I hope you don't mind. Pride yourself in your work, because every time you are bunking work, taking long smoke breaks, getting up to shit. You're adding to the potholes and the destruction and the corruption and the whatever that is breaking our country apart. And then you point fingers. Because you can never blame yourself. Why are blacks poor? It's not because you're not buying from black and working for black. It's because of government. It's because of you. But this is not about blacks. This is about Penuelists. And I'm here for my people and my tribe. And the last thing I said to this guy in our consultation was, one of the reasons I want to get out there, because he didn't get it. If I only reach 100 people, I might find one person that belongs to my tribe. That's only one. If I reach 100,000 people, I might find 200 people of my tribe that have been yearning to find me and say, Penel, I've been waiting for a leader like you, who's not going to tell us about pro-black and pan-African, we want the land back, who's going to tell us that, guys, we need to get to work. And once we get to work, we will either buy the land or we will conquer the land somehow. But we are going to win. We are going to get the tenders. We are going to get the funding. We are going to build the businesses. We're going to expand globally, and we're going to be the people of choice that the Chinese want to meet with when they come here, that the Canadians want to work with when they come here, that the British want to work with when they come here, the Spanish, the German, the Swiss. They'll be like, apparently there are Penuelists here. Can we meet with them? Because we know they are focused. They are hardworking. They are organized. They're not busy getting drunk. They're not chasing bums. They are about getting things done. And because of them, the rest of the useless people can get jobs and clap hands. And the ones that can't get jobs, the Penuelists are going to move to shift them back to the villages and give them skills to grow their own food and tell them, stay here and grow your own food. And one day they'll be like, I met a Penuelist. He couldn't give me a job because there were no jobs, but he gave me hard skills so I could go back to the village and feed myself. And I'm very thankful. Those are the people I'm trying to find. I'm not trying to win most popular man of the decade and the century. People don't need to like me. You can comment whatever you want about my role model. I don't care. My tribe is finding me. And that's what I'm looking forward to. Every time they DM me and they say, I wear black pen. I'm wearing black every day since you've said it. I get DMs from people saying, I'm cutting down on alcohol. I'm starting to work hard. You told me that even if I don't have a job, I need to be busy. I need to wake up in the morning and do the garden. I need to find out to do Oledi. Let me help her with dishes. Let me go back with cooking. My mom can't come back as a nurse tired to me and then still cook for me. Let the old lady come back and I've cooked. I old lady in papa. Be a person of value. That's how you become something in this world. Whether you're rich or not, but you are wealthy inside. Inside. And that's what matters. Penol is God. Have a great Monday. I'm out.